Good morning, everybody, and welcome to today's episode of Market Check, brought to you by BB. There is no second best daily YouTube live stream to talk about markets. Welcome, guys. Happy Wednesday. It still feels like a brand new world that we have, come into, obviously, this week in the wake of really the events of the past week, right? Inauguration, a complete regime flip in crypto. And of course, we're getting some exciting news that we're going to be able to discuss as well coming out of crypto today, starting with obviously the ETH Foundation controversy today. And of course, on a more positive note, we have Jupuary officially launching stimmies that should benefit the Solana ecosystem as well later today. So with that said, guys, I'm Snorlax. You guys also know me as Tommy. I'm joined by Tucker and Jackus. I think Max will be joining us here in just a bit. But before we can get started, guys, before we can start cooking, before we can look at all of these setups on the coins, you know what I am about to ask you. And that is, can you smash the like button for us? We would be very appreciative. And you guys did a great job yesterday. I think we at one point live, we were at like 425, 450 likes in that vicinity. So I know that you guys have it in you. I'd love if we could keep that positive momentum going this week and continue to smash the like button. But regardless, as we always say, we will continue to cook for you guys. But yeah, just to kind of talk about some of the more recent developments, right? Because over the last week or so, we talked about it yesterday, or rather about how, we basically woke up to a new world. Crypto is kind of cool now, or cool is subjective, but people aren't persecuting us just for trading the coins anymore, which already is a monumental shift. Whether or not we get executive orders coming from the administration here, maybe today or over the next few days, TBD. But of course, the fact that we're even able to discuss that is pretty exciting. But then on the other hand, you've got the competition behind Bitcoin, right? ETH versus Solana, and there's kind of like very conflicting sentiments between these two groups. I mean, people who are on Solana are more or less euphoric. They've had AI metas after animal meme coin metas popping off here over the last few weeks. And now they have Jupuary stimmies coming. And at the same time, you have the ETH Foundation kind of fighting within itself, right? I think people, maybe they're not happy with Vitalik. Maybe it's the tech. Maybe it's just that the liquidity hasn't been in there to lift an asset like ETH. Probably all of the above. We'll talk about that. Obviously, it's in the thumbnail, but I do think that it creates something that will probably rear its head more so in a bear market rather than a bull market. But I'd love to know what you guys are thinking about it. As a whole, I think the framework of the last week is incredibly bullish. It's just so funny to still see infighting within the Ethereum community despite that. But still, guys, how are we doing? What are we seeing in the markets? And what are our thoughts on, kind of the developments over the last few days? And of course, any expectations here headed into the end of the week?
So the reason Max is not here, guys, so far yet is because he just flew to Vitalik and he is shilling him Pepe coins right now. And Vitalik is about to buy 1 million coins of Pepe.
You told us that this morning, Jackus, and it ended up not being real, man. Can you imagine if he did that though and posted that picture in the Pepe shirt?
He needs to. It's the last hope. No, just kidding. But speaking of Vitalik, what do you guys think? Is it better for ETH to have a public spokesperson, or let's say the front face, just like I don't know, Apple had Steve Jobs and Bitcoin has Saylor now. Do you think it's good if ETH still has Vitalik? Do you think Vitalik needs to do something different, or would it be better for it if it was kind of its own thing?
I think generally speaking, it's good for decentralized organizations to not have kind of like a centralized authority figure. I think Vitalik has generally done a pretty good job of not being, like too big of a figurehead. But I think it's kind of hit this inflection point, right? Where I think people feel like Vitalik might not be doing enough. I really don't think it's him necessarily as much as it's just kind of like the ETH Foundation is. There are a lot of different reasons that I won't get into, but to address your question, Jackus, I don't think it's great for decentralized systems to have a centralized figurehead, but I don't really think that Vitalik is the problem.
What is the problem?
Yeah, because there clearly is a problem. Yeah, I mean, this chart says it all, right?
This chart is a problem.
This chart is a problem. Yeah.
Vitalik, fix the chart.
I mean, oh my god. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't think we need Vitalik to be. I don't think ETH like needs a Michael Saylor necessarily, but
I don't think it wants a Michael Saylor.
Yeah, I don't think it does either.
Yeah, I think that's a good thing that Vitalik isn't kind of like a Saylor type of thing. Although, like, we know that Saylor is not like a centralized spokesperson for BTC, but he sort of is, right? Like, we know that BTC isn't what it used to be in terms of like, it can still be, it still is to some degree, but we know lots of things have changed where BTC is now concentrated is in all of those ETFs plus in Saylors and few other hands. And we know that sort of like Saylor nowadays speaks for the whole community. It's not like he is the front man, like necessarily, but he sort of is, right? I think one thing though that I remember from 2020 is that Saylor bought exactly, or he announced it right after that drop from 12K back to 10K, which was right before the parabola, right? And what's happening right now? Trump is aping right with this pullback that we had from 4K. Yeah, this one. This is right after this drop is when Saylor started to announce his position, and then people were like, okay, that's interesting, but price wasn't still doing anything and people were still expecting 10K retest. This situation resembles that very much, where Trump, or we say Trump, but obviously it's his team, it's his company, whatever, right? We just say Trump, just like we say Saylor. We also don't say MicroStrategy. So Trump is aping it right now in ETH, just when it's ready to break the 4K. I think we could see a similar outcome, right? And then people will say, hey, it was obvious, just like Saylor buying Bitcoin back then.
Yeah, I think for me, the most interesting thing about ETH is the positioning on the coin. I was really looking at it in depth last night. I know there's been much ado about all these Ether shorts within this range. At least if you follow like a select few, even macro guys talking about the number of ETH shorts that have come in here. And I always think, just stating something like that without having a bit more context is always misleading. But I do think to some degree, right, like you can kind of project where did those shorts come in. And when I was looking at it yesterday, there were two very obvious areas where those shorts have come in over the last few months. In the range that we spent between August and November on ETH, and then at 4K, they've consistently come in. So whether or not they've been suppressing price, whether or not they're hedges, whether it's just a basis trade from TradFi, and I always think the basis trade argument is such cope. But either way, like open interest on ETH is up 250% since the August lows. If funding's at the exact same level, you've had no meaningful shed of open interest. I mean, I'm pretty certain there is a hell of a lot of shorts open in this market. But you can't push them unless you flip 3,600, 3,800. You give another crack at 4K, and you'd see them unwind, I think, very quickly, but not until then. And of course, one of the other things I kind of highlighted when I was discussing it in our Discord was which direction is the open interest going to be most sensitive in going forward. And I think it's going to be two areas. First, obviously the shorts that we just discussed, the ones in that bottom range from August to November, and of course the shorts at 4K. But then I think the other side of that, there will probably be some sensitive open interest if you were to lose this pivot that ETH is currently trading at above 3K, because we did have a lot of longs come in. I think it was late November at that price. You're seeing that level defended. We swept the lows, which signals to me we took the stops of all the longs at 3K, and now we're kind of consolidating above that price. Losing 3K, in my opinion, would be a sign of pretty extreme weakness given the rest of the market. But I do think the positioning is present on ETH. If it can get lifted again towards range highs for a massive, massive short squeeze. And again, maybe that's just hedges closing. Maybe it's just basis trade closing. But in general, you've got a lot of rocket fuel built up within an 8 or 9 month range for ETH here, just waiting for an explosive move. So if you're a volatility enjoyer, everybody likes to make fun of ETH, even if you hate ETH. There could be some really, really juicy volatility present on this asset for the first time in a long time. And I think that's what's so exciting to me.
Well, volatility is definitely exciting, especially after the last days of this, of what we got.
I mean, look, when this whole range breaks, yeah, it's gonna be something special. I mean, I don't think you're gonna push 4K again and not break through.
Yeah,
I don't. I think you're probably just gonna slice through it and go to like 5,500. But you're right?
5,500. Come on, Tucker.
I mean, like the initial. All right.
That would be like BTC breaking the March highs and stopping at 80K.
I mean, it's ETH, bro. We gotta temper. We gotta temper expectations. So.
That's a fair point.
Somebody is gonna get really wrecked on this chart. I would not be fading the break from this pivot, right? Above 4K, shorts are going to get massacred. Below 3K, it's probably going to be bulls, but
it's happens. Like that's all it is. Like, like you said, you break that, you break this.
I've been saying for weeks that I'm really like higher time frame speaking. Right, directionality, I'm not interested. Pretty much anything that happens in between. Like, obviously, I discuss it and so forth, but when it comes to higher time frame direction, nothing in between, nothing that happens in between really changes that.
Yeah, and I think ETH looks a lot like it did back here. Like, which it kind of tracks, but like, you know what I mean? Like, boom, 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 and then you just do this consolidation. Same thing. You just kind of mess around here, and this was the ETF, obviously. So, I'm not sure what the catalyst would be. Maybe it's something Trump related, but
strategic reserve of Ethereum.
Can you imagine
Vitalik buying Pepe?
Man, be unbelievable.
The thing is, guys, that I think someone in the comments said it very well. Let me quickly find it. Apologies, but he said something in regard. Yeah, this one. I think the problem is that everyone wants ETH to go up, but nobody wants to be in an ETH because they're all in all. This is something I was saying actually many months ago. Is like, this is kind of like we all depend on the performance of the alpha chart, but who wants to buy the alpha chart, right? Like, what happens when everyone wants to be in alts, but nobody wants to buy the alpha? And I think still the case to a big degree. Obviously, the ones who want to buy the alpha chart are the big institutions nowadays, because that liquidity is still like pretty low, like when it comes to ETH and Bitcoin, right? Like I mean it's pretty good, but to some like major institutions it's like moderate, I would say. And so they still definitely want to get in the majors for sure. Like those moves to them, that liquidity, that market cap to them is still pretty low. Just imagine what would happen if Buffett were to buy this. Like he couldn't. He would move the price so much. Uh, I remember one guy from my fund saying that it took him 2 months to be scaling into a stock, to a big one. It was traded at S&P 500. It took him 2 months not to move the price. So imagine how it is when people are trying to scale into these charts, right? It just takes time not to move the price. And when it comes to this comment, I agree. And I think that's the major difference between BTC and ETH, is that you can definitely shitcoin on ETH. But the thing is, you buy ETH and then you swap it to something else. I mean, it's still good because that ETH usually stays within the ecosystem. But you can't do that with, or people are not doing that with BTC, right? Is like you buy BTC and you hold it versus you swap ETH, but then you sell it for something else.
ETH is much more like currency than Bitcoin, which is a storage of value. I have a whole soapbox rant about ETH that I will avoid getting on, but I don't think that ETH should be trying to compete with Bitcoin as a storage of value because it can't compare. It's inflationary, inherently inflationary. I know it's supposed to be deflationary, but it hasn't been. It's a proof of stake, which
Wait, hasn't it been? I think it was so far.
Tommy, haven't you heard of ultrasound money?
Yeah.
Come on now.
I mean, ETH is more so currency than Bitcoin, which inherently means the value of ETH shouldn't matter because your goal is more so to like spend and use the network to transact. But, people are trying to accrue value for ETH when the only thing the network is doing is basically staking and rehypothecating ETH for more yield. So, you want that yield to be higher. You want the prices of the coins that are going to be your yield to be higher, but it's kind of like in an awkward spot. I don't know. I think you need a pretty major catalyst, but this is the week we could see it, or a period of time where we could see these sort of catalysts for coins such as ETH, right? Maybe we have some executive orders coming in for the next few weeks. We don't know what those are going to be just yet. Is it just a strategic Bitcoin reserve? Is it a mixture of a bunch of different coins? What do you guys think about that? And honestly, how much longer do we have to wait before we find out?
I mean, I think it's this week. I think he's going to be done signing all of his initial executive orders by Friday. So we should know by then. But yeah, I know everyone was looking for him to mention crypto and do the, SBR at inauguration, like the second he got inaugurated, and that didn't happen. And everyone was upset by that. I was a little upset. It would have been nice, but I think we know probably by Friday whether or not he's gonna do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's gonna do it in general, but I don't know. I mean, it should just be more passive flows, right?
Emilio, I'm not sure how much Trump needs to accumulate, but I know he's accumulating, and that's all I need to know. And I do not even need to know who is accumulating. I look at this chart and I know people are. And this is just the past year, and it's like a mini version. Like this range is a mini version of the 4-year range. It's literally. Actually, let me do it on the chart. We're gonna do it. I just need a clean one, which is hard sometimes.
I will say the sentiment around ETH is absolutely reaching a sentimental extreme. Like I have not seen sentiment on ETH this bad since probably like $800 or $900 ETH in 2022. It's pretty cool.
Dude, I was just looking at the Google Trends on ETH, and it's down so bad. Like it's not even close to even the 2017 top.
It's funny for me to joke about it, but I do think like we're at the point where you have to recognize the sentimental extreme. There's a lot of value to be had counter trading that sentiment at this point.
So I do not know if you guys seeing this, but this range that we are currently in is basically like a mini version of this bigger one. And I think both are exploding to the upside. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think where we are right now, right here, is sort of like this one. Like you are somewhere in, you know, we just had the dump. We just had the capitulation. Now we got the bounce and we are somewhere in here.
Yeah. I mean, the next the next move should be another stab at range highs, right?
Yeah, the next move is stab at the range highs, and then I think, you know, maybe you are like, well, I'm not sure why the market would be giving another chance here, but let's say it does, right? Then we are looking at something like this, and then yeah, these two are not different charts. Sorry, these two are not the same. It's you know,
I think
like this is this.
Mm-hmm.
I lean that whichever strength, support, or resistance we hit next on ETH, like on a higher time frame, is probably going to get knifed through. Like we are just building the tension. You can feel it, even reflected in the sentiment. Like I just said, it's in the charts. It's in the sentiment of the participants. Whichever direction these things break will be pretty significant on a higher time frame.
So you think if we hit 33K again, we're just gonna knife it?
Oh, I think if we trade back into that low on ETH, we're probably gonna break below it, consolidate for maybe a few days, and then like gig a nuke. That would be how I would envision it. But I think if you break 4K, like you are also probably ripping face. You know, within a month, you're probably 50 to 100% higher than range highs.
Mm-hmm. Let me do this.
Have fun positioning.
Where's the Bitstamp chart? There we go. See, I still think we're in here, man. I think that was 2024. That makes the most sense to me.
That'd be gnarly.
I mean, ETH was, $10 at the time, so it'll be different. But basically, like I mean, this was when ETH launched, though, so it's kind of tough. But just that halving year of sideways, basically. And if you look at it, ETH BTC was in the same spot that it is now, where it was just down only. Right. Like you had this whole move down on it. So we'll see, but historically that's how it should play out. So unless this time is different, that's kind of what we're all banking on, right? To some degree.
We're very I feel like beholden at this point to what Bitcoin is going to do up here. what sort of announcements do we have? And we always would prefer to, defer to the charts for our next move. And we can obviously get hints at what's next, but right now, I do think we are particularly tethered to these catalysts, given that's the reason we floated back up to range highs. Obviously, there was liquidity there. There were structural purposes or structural reasons for us to bounce at 90 to 92K. But a lot of the excitement around this last week has fueled positioning to build up here, hopefully in an explosive way. And it's just kind of waiting for that catalyst, that headline. If Bitcoin is breaking up here, so should ETH, so should Sol, so should every other altcoin. If Bitcoin is, God forbid, breaking down up here to continue ranging or worse, then these altcoins will continue to suffer. But ETH is very, I think, tethered to ultimately liquidity within the space. And there's a lot that can be said about the ETH tech. But at the end of the day, the biggest reason that Sol has been outperforming ETH this cycle is because it is cheaper. It is a lower market cap. It is much easier to move. There has been less native liquidity in crypto this cycle than there was in the last one. Why has ETH underperformed? That's why. Bitcoin has siphoned the TradFi liquidity, and the native liquidity that wants to bet on Bitcoin beta has bet on Sol because it's been easier to move.
Oh no. Oh no.
But I do want to talk about Sol because, the chart looks great. We talk about strongest major in the market. It definitely looks like Sol. You've got Jupuary going on today, and I assume for the foreseeable future. But that should probably provide some stimulus for the Solana blockchain here in the near term.
That looks like a rug.
What, BTC QQQ?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That was the alert. I think it was like this or something. Maybe.
It seems like it was an alt alert though. Like, why would it alert right now?
For some reason, it's been going off a bunch recently. I'm pretty sure it's like this line or something. I don't even know. Where did I take this?
Wait, don't you have some hidden lines that you have set alert on? Like if you open up the object tree.
It's probably on a different chart.
Or maybe just try the alert. Just go to the alert.
Yeah,
and
BTC,
then
USD,
Hikanashi.
Wait, I gotta do this too. I gotta do.
Yeah.
Liquidation.
BTC versus QQQ on a Hikanashi bar set alert. Wow.
You were cooking something up, Tucker.
You must have been, bro. I'm sure because it's been I think it's like every bar that it crosses, it alerts it for some reason. It's been super annoying, but
maybe it was close above like this all-time high.
It was probably that. Yeah.
Maybe on like but why would it do now? Right? It wasn't like close. Wait, open up the alert once more. It should stay there. Click on it. Click on it.
Oh. Did it pull up the line? Either way, we need to get rid of this, though. This thing's been so annoying. But yeah, I guarantee you that was the line, though. All-time high for Bitcoin over QQQ.
It's interesting that you have majors kind of, well, I guess not Sol, but you have Bitcoin and ETH kind of bleeding today with equities about to make an all-time high once again. I think majors are probably lagging equity markets a little bit here.
Majors are lagging equities?
Yeah.
What, like you said, Sol?
On a lower time frame, I kind of feel like we could bounce intraday.
What, because equities are we still ripping? Yeah, we are.
Wow.
I'm paying attention to the S&P at like probably 6,300 again, 6,400. I think the S&P is mostly.
Wait, it's S&P 500.
Yeah, not 6,900. I think the S&P is probably mostly topping, at least for like a multi-month period, but I don't think that top is in yet. And I think that as I've continued to say, I think that favors a rotation into risk. Ultimately, crypto should benefit from this. So it's really like the time to run for crypto. I'm being patient. MicroStrategy is a bit puzzling though, because I could very easily see it ripping to new highs. I could just as easily seeing the top already be in on this thing.
I mean, if the top is in on MicroStrategy, it's a top on BTC.
Yeah,
that's not good. And to be honest, I'm not seeing that.
No, I'm warming up a bit more to MicroStrategy having, more legs to it here over the last week or so. But I do think it will likely lag Bitcoin.
Have you noticed that Saylor stopped purchasing in a big way?
He had the blackout period, right?
Yeah, he couldn't buy for a good chunk of January.
I think that's a good thing because he cannot higher up his average.
His average is like 63K now.
It's crazy.
It's just gonna keep going up, bro.
He's getting liquidated at some point. Hot take. I know it's not a very hot take at this point to say that he'll be liquidated, or maybe it is because I think people are just like, he can't get liquidated. You're wrong. He's gonna have at some point he's gonna have to pay. If bondholders want to get paid, he's gonna have to sell Bitcoin at probably unfavorable prices to pay that down, and it's gonna tank MSTR stock. But we're not going to talk about that yet. That's probably down the line.
Yeah,
I guess it's a hot take.
I just do not see it happening right now.
I don't see it happening right now either.
Do you think like it's a bear market thing?
Well, I mean, we kind of joked about it on the morning call, Tucker. I don't really think that the next bear market is going to look like a 2022 style. I think it's going to be more of like a very quick move down.
What,
like 1987?
Not quite 1987, but not quite that. But I do think it'll be fairly quick. It'll probably be from somebody getting like the type of price action you see when somebody is actively getting liquidated, right? So just like whoosh.
Well, Luna was getting liquidated, right? I think there is a fair amount of fractal we can take from it. Like Luna was actively selling spot BTC, and because they had to repay, or they were trying to obviously defend that peg. And I think that would be the case. What would happen to no, I wouldn't study it in terms of Luna. I would study it in terms of like what BTC was doing at that time, right?
Yes.
Like in May.
In May of 21.
Yes.
But because if MicroStrategy had to sell its Bitcoin, right, it wouldn't like nuke Bitcoin to zero, because there would be entities that would be very interested in that liquidation, and so it would be way more coordinated. It's more to the right, actually. It's May 2022.
Are you sure?
Yeah, 22, May 2022.
Yeah. The Doquan pumped back to 47K.
That's right.
And they just some Asian finance whales just dumped all over Doquan at 47K. Yeah, I think it would look like that too. I don't think it would look like a Luna candle. That was a pretty extreme event. And forced selling usually doesn't take place as quickly as that would, demonstrate, especially not in TradFi land. There would be, like multiple pauses or whatever they're called, like halts of the market, I would imagine. But
yeah.
People think he can't get touched just because his debt matures in 2028. I have very bad news for you.
Who are his? Do you guys know by any chance who are his major creditors.
Like, who is he borrowing from?
Yeah.
I don't. Tommy, do you?
I don't.
That would be interesting because that could give us some hints ahead.
Crypto becomes so big, we accidentally blow up a big bank that was lending Sailor lots of money.
Listen, Tether is lending the US country. US government. Now, like, if you think about it, Tether is pretty much employing lots of people in America right now.
Yeah, it's true. That is true. God,
Indirectly.
Monday's lows would be terrible, Jackets.
Yeah, I still think Monday's lows are there to be swept. I don't think it's a huge problem.
Well, for altcoins, it would be a pretty big problem.
It would be a little bit of a problem.
For alts, it depends how ETH holds during that time. And like we know that ETH is a piece of shit that doesn't go up, but truth be told, ETH is also very strong on Bitcoin's downside. And that has been so far this whole cycle. Like even during FTX, ETH didn't hit new lows while BTC has. It's just that nobody's really bidding ETH. Or like on the upside, on the outperformance. People are not selling on the downside, but not bidding on the upside. It's just lethargic.
Yeah, if we got green box, I mean that's only 70 points below us though, you know what I mean? Like that's not that far. Monday's low is not that far away for ETH. 2%, I mean,
yeah,
we'd be fine if that happened. It's a problem if Bitcoin goes to Monday's lows and ETH goes like, down here, right? Like down here. Come on now. Down here. And then that's when you get this. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think, Tommy, you've talked about it, right? Like all the headline risk this week, Trump just got in office, is probably to the upside with crypto, right? Like,
yeah. The only like downside risk I can think of from a headline is the BOJ thing. And I think some people have already talked about it. It's probably, we've said this before. I'm going to quote Chem Carson. It's like the meme. He listens to Chem Carson, but I'm going to regurgitate some of his sayings here. Knowledge is vol dampening. We did not expect there to be such a large unwind during the first Bank of Japan, or at least the rumored rate hike. They didn't actually end up raising rates because everything blew up. But when that came out, the market obviously panicked, and I don't think that you would have a commensurate response to that this time, just because we saw it happen once. In theory, big players that got caught way off guard with something like that should be hedged going into something like that.
That's what I was saying this morning, Cole, as well. I just don't think it's that big of a deal.
It should weaken the dollar as well.
Yeah,
on a higher
that's
time
true.
frame.
yeah, we could look at that. We haven't looked at the dollar yet. I mean, I still think we're in that green box,
We must be.
Yeah.
The key cat. I'm telling
We
you.
have to be.
Surely can't be going up still. Right?
Surely.
Sure. Like the XY can't be keep going up, right? Anakin, tell me, please.
Yeah, we just need to lose 107 in a big way.
I think it's topped, barring some like unforeseen event that forces a ton of people into cash. But like it looks topped. I have played many on-chain coins that I thought would go higher from a similar pattern that rejected from the same spot and then ended up rolling down into new lows. So below $100 or 100 on the dollar index probably in the next few years.
I just checked the ultrasound money page, guys, just for the giggles, right? And so the supply was going down ever since the merge, which happened in September 2022. Let me actually open up the chart.
Yeah, you want to pull it up?
Oh, I can. Right. So September 2022. That's right here, I think. Sort of. This is when the merge happened. And then literally the supply hit its lowest peak. So like the supply was getting burnt until basically April, which is very near the top here. I think it was like, it's not precise, but it very much aligns with the fact that, and also, the beginning of the merge was actually September 15th. So that was like, I think here is when the merge happened. And then, if I were to like, I'm not sure, it's not that precise, but April 14th would be sort of like this, just to be completely precise. But basically, since the, I think we need to take it more on the hard time frame, but like this is when ETH was deflationary. And basically, since the top, ETH is inflationary. So we kind of do need ETH to start burning the tokens again.
Yeah.
Although fair to say that ETH BTC didn't really. Actually, let's look at. This might be interesting because I think it aligns with the top too.
It went.
Yeah.
It was down only. Yeah.
I will say
Yeah.
it's much more enjoyable to use ETH in the downtrend because transaction fees have been so damn cheap. I like sending money on ETH now. I used to hate it. Good example of ETH does not need to be expensive for it to work. And I think that's obviously where this like dichotomy has formed among people within the community. Like, do you just keep ETH for what it's intended to do, maybe even at the cost of price appreciation, or do you throw some of those ideals into the wind so that you can get price appreciation? I mean, obviously, I'm a speculator, so I think it'll be the latter, but morally, what am I saying? We trade cryptocurrency for a living. I would probably prefer the first one, that it remains easy to spend, easy to use, reinvent some new ways to accrue value to ETH. But I don't know. I am getting on a little bit of a soapbox here.
It's okay, Tom. It's okay. We like that. We like that. Yeah, I mean, you don't need like, Solana to be expensive to use it though, right? Like that goes for any L1, excluding, not excluding Bitcoin, but store value. It's a different thing. But any L1, you don't need the token to be expensive to use it, right? Like you shouldn't, right?
You shouldn't.
Yeah.
It's still nice though, obviously, when you're holding a currency and it's just rising in value, but obviously you're going to get that deflationary angle as well on the USD value, while the token still inflates.
Oh, look who it is.
Oh, decided to show up.
Oh, you're muted.
Yeah.
Hello.
There he is.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. You guys seen
What did I miss? Did ETH move up $5 or down
No.
$5?
Down.
Probably both.
Good.
Actually, there was one more tweet I wanted to discuss today. That's from John Brown, and he said maybe we can like do examination on it. Maybe you wanna cook on it, Max? Maybe, but he said Bitcoin goes up when USDT market cap increases, and altcoins go up when USDC market cap increases. I haven't done the research. I just read it just now that when we were joining the market check, but I thought that it could be an interesting topic.
It's because Circle is basically with the Ethereum Foundation. They're very aligned. Circle, Coinbase, and ETH, very aligned. I was looking at the USDC market cap.
It is going only, up. Man.
Yeah, but has like that's my point, right? It's one thing that he said it, but is it actually true? Like, are we seeing altcoins blowing up right now?
No, I think you see the stable increase precede the price appreciation.
We could do like, okay.
When was that previous high on USDC market cap? 2022.
Yeah. Gonna put it in log, probably. Everything. I'm trying to keep it visual. I would like to put BTC to it too, though, but I'm not sure I'm having enough space. So he said when USDC market cap goes up, alts tend to run. And when the USDT market cap go, well, it's definitely like, I'm not sure that is the case, or maybe it is for Bitcoin, which makes sense. But like, we are definitely seeing a shift here where USDT has been actually going down lately, which aligns very well with the BTC pullback. But USDC has been going up like crazy. Well, yeah, and ETH hasn't really been following up, and alts definitely have not. Maybe not sure if ETH is the best representative, but I think it's decent enough. Maybe I can put like total 2, total 3 on it. But
here, Jackus, I did something with it. Let me Tommy the screen real quick from you. I don't know if I see it, but up top I have Tether market cap and USDC market cap both here.
Yeah,
on the same pane, and then Bitcoin, and then others. And I mean, here's what I will say is that if you look at when USDC started really picking up here,
yeah,
it was when others, really started cooking.
USDT market cap was going up a lot in that time too.
Yeah,
and then that's my point. Like, we see USDC that's skyrocketing, but USDT has stopped, and so has Bitcoin, so has others, so has
maybe
ETH,
you cut out Tether and you cut out Bitcoin. You just look at USDC and others, honestly, because that's really,
So here's USDC market cap divided by USDT. So this is when the rate of change of USDC starts picking up versus USDT. So this would be like, are they printing more USDC or USDT? So there might be something to it, actually, because, I mean, it's not a perfect science, but when you look at the rate of change, when USDC started kind of picking up against Tether right here, that was when you saw this rally. Bitcoin rallied too, but that was when altcoins really started to move.
Max, what you need is others' dominance rather than Bitcoin and others. Honestly, you could just get rid of those two.
Well, so far I'm not sure it's giving any actionable info, but let's keep examining.
I don't really see it too much.
I mean,
they're clearly ramping up USDC right now.
Well, there is definitely something going on with Circle, that's for sure. It's probably Trump depositing, maybe, and buying ETH with it, who knows. But something's definitely cooking up with USDC right now, but not sure what actionable info is it giving.
Can you compare the USDC USDT chart to Coinbase spreads USDC USDT, like the price?
Oh, we're getting in the weeds now.
On Bitcoin?
Anything. I think just the pair USDC USDT.
Oh, I see.
Because if USDC is trading consistently at a premium to USDT, I think it's a sign that either there's a problem with Tether, I don't think that's the case, or burgers are buying, which I think would be more likely. So if you've got elevated USDC spreads, while USDC rises in market cap, I think that's a sign that boomers are buying.
I always struggle. Where's the Coinbase one? What do I type in to get
just
the
use
Coinbase?
the top one.
On Binance.
Yeah.
Yeah, you no.
Well, it's more about the pair.
Wait, do you want it Coinbase or Binance?
It's I wanted USDC against Tether because USDC is very often.
There's a tradable pair, USDT, USDC.
I don't know if I see any like really strong signal in this, honestly.
Max, if you type USDT, USDC, it's a tradable pair. Yeah.
If you squint hard enough.
We've been seeing USDC trade at a little bit more elevated levels against Tether here over the last few weeks. It's something I've been tracking, which is why I bring it up.
Well, USDC pumping definitely can be bad, but I'm not sure if it's like if we can draw some actionable info from this. And I'm not agreeing with the tweet so far, although John is definitely like a respectable person.
You mean he's a respectable exchange?
Sorry?
Tommy has a theory.
Yeah, I think John Brown
Okay.
is just Bitfinex or like somebody at Bitfinex. It might be a Paolo, or yeah, I think that's how you say his name. Adult, but
interesting.
Just the theory. His size could only be so many people. Because he was a billionaire before this cycle. How many crypto billionaires are there? At least publicly, there aren't that many.
True.
His size is size, though.
Are you seeing something, Max?
So this is the... I mean, when they start to ramp up USDC, I mean... I don't know. I mean, I'm really trying, but it's not like perfect, you know. But I know that this is not bearish, right? Like them printing more USDC. That's
if anything, it's really bullish, but it's not really like actionable, right? Like you cannot say, hey, this starts going up, like ape everything. Like
yeah. I mean, I think it's one of those like ultra high time frame things where like in the short term it doesn't mean shit, but over multiple weeks or months it's a good thing. But I mean, I don't think there's no signal in it, but clearly something's happening with USDC right now. So
well, the thing that's happening, right, is that the US and Europe has banned USDT to a big degree, and exchanges had to change their trading pairs on perpetual futures in Europe. And so in the US, and I suppose when USDC is going up, that means yeah, like lately that has been the shift in Europe with the Mica or Mika, or not sure how it's pronounced, and and in the past that's been in US, where like I do not know. Well, I know why, but like Binance is still like the biggest exchange in the world. It holds 50% dominance over the market, except US, where Binance is banned, and there it's Coinbase there.
So far, it's banned. Maybe that changes. I had a thought a few weeks ago, kind of on that topic. Jack, is kind of not, but I think it's a huge positive that the #1 DEX product that we're seeing for perps does not collateralize with Tether, because 4 years ago it was pretty difficult to find anywhere that you could trade that didn't collateralize perps with USDT. So much so that it just became, even if Tether was sound, it was a systemic risk to the market. So I do like to see that we are seeing a lot of these exchanges begin to collateralize with other stable coins. I think it's a huge positive.
Oh yeah, like that's, as we keep saying, right? Like competition is always good.
I think the total 3 looks kind of sendy here, honestly.
You think it's gonna slice through that normie trend line, Max?
I meant 0. Sorry.
No, you meant 0.
Yeah, I meant 0.
Sendy to the downside.
I mean, there's more clarity in this total 3 chart than there is with ETH. I mean, bro, look at this fucking ETH chart, man. It's criminal. Someone needs to go to jail for this.
Like, what is that price action, dude? Oh my God.
What am I even supposed to say? Like, what am I supposed to do here? Like, what even is this? I don't think I've ever seen a worse formation on anything in the history of assets. As long as I've been alive, I've never seen anything so egregious. They're either about to giga send us and they've pinned this thing and manipulated it so somebody can get filled, or we're all about to die. So
I was just having that Lord of the Rings GIF meme. So you have chosen this.
Yeah.
Basically.
I was kind of joking, but also serious. I was talking to our Discord this morning on the pre-market call. And I was like, there was a time many, many months ago when I thought to myself, like, you know what? Like, what if I'm in like the wrong meme coins? What if the market doesn't accept my meme coin plays? And at this point, the market has accepted them as some of the strongest. They've been holding up well against their L1. And never in a million years did I think that the thing standing between me and my generational ticket this cycle would be ETH refusing to get off the mat. But here we are with my meme coins ready to go. Everything looks fantastic, but ETH is turbo giga cucked, man. Look at this.
So sad that it is so funny at the same time. And it's one thing that we discussed earlier in the show, is that someone brought up, and I was saying this actually like many months ago, that we are all positioned in altcoins in ETH beta, but the problem is who is going to keep bidding the beta. Like, we actually need someone to bid the alpha, who is going to keep bidding the alpha, right? So that the beta can send.
Trump's bidding 9 figures of ETH and we still can't get off the fucking floor, bro.
Well, that's because he needs to position himself, right? He's still probably bidding, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean,
he is.
He's shoving, but
dude, the
president shoving ETH is not bullish anymore. Like, that's shocking to me. We are kind of set up to send here, but okay, look. I think if we can get above these highs right here, I think we're gonna send.
Yeah,
okay. For sure, 100%.
Like this.
Yeah.
This bullshit, whatever this is, if we can squeeze above this, somehow maybe we go down here first. I don't care. If we can do this, We're going to go so high, we're going to go backwards. Okay. It's going to look like that. We're going to go back in time. That's how fast the send will be. But right now, it's like, I actually don't even know what to say about this, man, other than like, I'm sorry that you have to look at this. That is the worst pattern that I've ever seen. Ever. Shocking. Absolutely shocking.
Yeah, I was saying earlier, it kind of looks like it looks like ETH from like, what was that, like August? Yeah, no, like April, honestly. Like it looks like ETH from like right before the ETF got approved, basically. It's kind of the same. It's kind of the same thing. Just put it on like the daily, you'll see what I'm talking about. But you know, obviously we had a huge ETF candle that sent us, you know, go to the right, go to the right.
The right.
Yeah, right.
Oh,
Like
here.
that downtrend into that meat stick candle. You probably have to zoom out on the one on the left a little bit, but just kind of how it stair stepped down. It had a final wick, and then it had some garbage PA, and then it just mooned.
I see it.
I don't know what would give us that ETH God candle right there. Maybe a Trump headline, but
ETH staking, I think, would give a pretty
ETH
big.
staking.
I really think it's such a stupid catalyst, but it's a market that, you know, would probably move off of something like that pretty significantly.
Imagine with all the catalysts we had, nothing sent us, and then ETH staking would.
I am very bearish on ETH staking, but I will spare you that soapbox.
I still think what would absolutely send us is like when you can stake ETH and then use that staked ETH to buy altcoins with it. Because everyone at that point would be incentivized to hold ETH. It would be staked, and you can go and buy alts with it.
Yeah, that gets Tommy all bared up though, Jackus. You don't want to.
And then you're talking about wrapping leverage and ETH
Literally.
DeFi, and then
Yeah.
Tommy starts pulling out the COVID fractals. It's the tale is all this time itself.
The left tail for ETH staking is pretty wide. We'll just say that.
It's obviously always bearish when things go south, right? But on the first go, it's very bullish.
To me, I just think ETH staking is like a subprime crisis without a federal backstop.
But subprime crisis first went up.
Yes, it did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's still going, by the way.
That's true.
You know, so like, why not?
Yeah, see, that's what I'm talking about right there, Max. But I don't know if you have to go get that blue box because we've had such garbage price for the last like 4 days. You know, like
I'm gonna cry.
I know.
I think the difference there though is that when people would start selling alts, they would start selling back to the stake ETH, right? They and what I'm trying to say is that liquidity would stay within ETH because it would still be staked. It would still be providing you a return.
But the withdrawal queue would definitely be overwhelmed, and you'd probably have a staked ETH DPEG in the process. So it's just a whole can of worms that I don't want to have to get into dealing with.
Yeah.
I think
that's my thesis. That's legit what I kind of think sort of happens, and we are ready to send the show.
And
yeah, now I mean I will FUD ETH all day, but I personally do believe that we're breaking this range to the upside, as I've been saying. In the Discord, as I've been saying
all day, he says.
I will FUD ETH all day. I think that's why I am pretty good at trading ETH, because I like no hopium with ETH. It's a piece of, but but I recognize that. But at the same time, you have to be able to recognize when there's opportunity. And I do think that, you've got catalysts to add liquidity to the crypto market coming, realistically in the next few quarters. And like I was saying, probably about 20 to 30 minutes ago, I really think the biggest, the tech argument between ETH and Solana is really as simple as there hasn't been as much native liquidity to bid ETH. So people have bid Solana instead. So if you increase native liquidity, you're going to see the price action of ETH, really start to respond.
Oh man.
I don't even want to have this debate today. I don't know.
January today. Free money.
Take it back, Tommy.
Hey, I love free money on a Wednesday.
How is this a question? Kned leaks are the best.
What is that, Jackus?
It's a Czech dumpling. It's a very tasty food that's mainly done in Czech and I think part of Germany, but you don't really have it around the world, and people always come to Czech to eat it.
Sounds good.
It is. People always look at it. I once was in North America, and I made it there. And people are like, "What is this weird thing, bro?" It literally disappeared in front of our eyes. Like people are, "Oh, it's good." Kned leak. Study kned leaks. Been in Prague twice. Always enjoyed a big dish of meat with kned leak. It's a dumpling in English, as far as I know.
Oh, I have when I was in Switzerland, one of my favorite things to do was we had some friends up there, and they loved the raclettes. Man, oh my god, it was so good. With the melted
that, Tommy?
What?
What is that?
I mean, they just would put cheese on top of the raclette. It would melt it, and we just dip pretty much anything in it. Within reason, obviously, but yeah, it was so good. If you love cheese, as you guys know, I love cheese. It was amazing.
The old current, huh?
When I start getting antsy and pissed off at the market, I pull out the old current, bro.
You gotta love the current, man.
What is
Where's
this?
CP2?
You wouldn't get it.
About 120.
You wouldn't get it.
Hey, we just hit CN2 max. It's time for CP2.
Dude, that's what I'm thinking, but
put your cursor up there.
I don't want to, bro.
Just up at CP2. Yeah, it's about like that. 130.
I do think we get up there. It's just a matter of how quickly do we get up there. What does it look like, right? Or do we just rocket straight to 100, 125 from a strategic Bitcoin reserve announcement, or do we continue to just kind of be like this choppy uptrend throughout Q1?
Thinking rocket.
Well, 130K is fought, I once heard once we get over 110K, we teleport straight to 200.
I heard that too, Jack. I heard that.
I concur.
The president bidding, bearish. BlackRock bidding, bearish. Everybody position, bearish. Trump launches meme coin, bearish. Equities ripping, bearish.
Some fun, dubious speculation for you guys. Like jelly beans in a jar. How many Bitcoin does Ross have stored away?
Oh,
A lot.
Yeah, we didn't discuss that at all.
I don't think he's getting that money back, bro.
He's probably got some somewhere though. You'd have to.
Yeah.
I mean, back then Bitcoin was so cheap.
Have you guys seen Catch Me If You Can with Leonardo DiCaprio?
I have not.
Oh, yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Like when he is young and he's doing the false checks and the FBI is trying to catch him. At the end of the movie, he becomes the agent for the FBI. I think this is the path for us, where he becomes a government employee. So he was like getting away, with those Bitcoins. Then he gets jailed up, and then he will start working for the government, likely. Maybe I'm just like, I don't know. I'm spotting a fractal in that, and that was based on reality too, by the way. So,
gosh, I can't believe we're seeing the trading current.
You wouldn't get it.
It's back, baby. It's back.
You're too comfy in your short hedges, Tommy. That's the problem.
I want the hedges to burn to zero. Burn them to zero. We got 10 days.
I think if ETH doesn't break up here, I think I might lose my mind. I'm not kidding. I think
no, Max, we are all losing it already.
I might go crazy. Like that might be it for me. I'll end up in a straitjacket somewhere in an institution.
How'd you end up here? I bought ETH.
My body.
Default ported
Oh
beta. I'm just like shaking in the corner in a straitjacket.
What makes you qualified for this position?
Max, are you going to CTO the Ethereum Foundation?
Dude, if they gave me the keys to that foundation, I'd have ETH at 7K, and I kid you not, 1 week. Like, they need me on the buttons.
I just give Justin's son the reins and let him cook.
Dude, first thing I'm doing is I'm shoving half of that portfolio into ETH shitcoins. That's the first thing I'm doing. And then I'm throwing the rest in Aave, and then I'm levering up and buying more shitcoins. Do you guys remember that little period of time when GCR he was like calling the bottom, and he was just he would tweet and be like, all right, now like we're going to Sol, and then like Sol would pump and everyone would chase it, and then be like, all right, now we're gonna go here, and then like he was basically like the conductor of the bottom, and everyone was following his plays. That would be me if they gave me the keys to the ETH Foundation, bro. I would get ETH back on track real quick. And I would just start trolling every other L1, man. I would have such funny Solana memes, BNB memes. Like I would start chirping CZ just to get some engagement, I would be doing all the right things. And then I'd get Chimp phone on the phone. And I'd be like, Chimp, help me cook a roast right now, man. Who are we targeting next?
Bankless.
Dude, they need me, man. They need me on the buttons, but they're too interested in building.
Let's start a petition then.
It was never about building, bro.
Max to overtake ETH Foundation.
Dude, it was never about the tech. It was always about the price. That's the mistake they made.
It is.
Study Justin Sun, bro. Like, I need just a little bit more crime from the Ethereum Foundation.
Tommy, scoot to the side a little bit. Yeah, there he is. There he is.
Yeah, His Excellency understands. Okay, that's the difference. He understands the game.
He does.
Vitalik is not a trader. Justin Sun is a trader.
There it is too. Wow.
I do think that, Justin Sun put out a whole long form tweet about it today, about what he would do, if he were the Ethereum Foundation. I have to think if anybody understands how to fix ETH, it's Justin Sun. He's literally DeFi. But
dude, can we just get Justin Sun to like buy the Ethereum Foundation or something?
He's so funny because he literally committed so much crime until he was able to buy himself basically diplomatic immunity. It's, you know, what can you do?
Yeah, he made himself too big to fail, bro. We poke at Justin Sun, but Giga Chad, honestly, bro. Giga Chad, he did it. He made it. He did what he had to do.
Dokwon didn't.
Metallic's out here fucking singing on stage, you know? What are we gonna do?
His Excellency has, Dokwon hasn't.
That's true.
If you think about it. Some people don't.
God, Dokwon.
You run the Ponzi big, and sometimes you get caught, and sometimes you don't. It's 50-50.
Dude, didn't Justin Sun like sleep with some executive's wife or something like that?
Some Chinese whale's wife, and then they try to liquidate him.
Yeah.
So what we need is a Vitalik scandal is what we need.
But how is Vitalik? Wait.
What?
Nothing. Keep cooking. I'll look.
I'm
up
just
something.
saying, like, we need a little drama. I mean, the good start right now is there's an ETH 2.0 foundation or whatever the fuck it. I don't even know what that is today. That there's a new ETH Foundation forming, a second one. We need a little pressure. When pressure is applied, you get diamonds. We need a little pressure on the Ethereum Foundation.
A little competition. Yeah.
A little free market competition means that the consumer wins.
What we need is a little bit more of this.
No, Jack.
Yeah.
For real. This is what we need. more of this, and E starts to be Chet again.
What was he doing? Like,
Insane.
what is going on in that picture, bro? Like, why would you tuck your fanny pack into your sweatpants? Like, who does that?
No idea. But it's one to stay on the internet forever.
Yeah.
So bullish, bro. We just need more of that. I don't know, man. You don't want to witness my crash out if ETH breaks down here. It's not going to be pretty. I'm liquidating myself if ETH breaks down here.
We won't discuss
I don't think it
that
will,
scenario.
Max. I don't think it will.
No reason to discuss that scenario unless we lose 3K.
Yeah.
All right, we'll discuss it tomorrow when we lose 3K. It's fine.
Come on, guys. We are not losing 3K. We are not. I mean, Donald is shoving. We are not losing 3K.
You can't see how the leader of the free world buying 9 figures of ETH is bearish, then I can't help you. It's clearly bearish.
Yeah.
Well, they've accomplished it, man. They've completely exhausted me. They did it. Congratulations.
Are you happy?
Congratulations. I used to love it. Now I used to love trading. I used to love investing. Congratulations, you've ruined it for me. Thank you. Thank you to who's ever responsible.
What's that quote? It's like all the haters said that I couldn't do this. Honestly, great call by the hater.
Oh my god. Honestly, great call.
Honestly, great call.
I truly can't.
Oh my god, bro.
Man.
That's a great tweet to just to save for a dark time if it ever happens. Honestly, great call. I'm putting the chart back to you, Tucker. You can do it.
I got you.
I have nothing but cope to show today.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat there, Max. I mean, you know,
It's just astonishing, isn't it? It's almost like a sick joke at this point. Like,
yeah. It
really
There's
is
not
the
much to do or say. We just need to push 4K. That's all there is to it. All there is to it.
volatility income.
To all the haters that said I couldn't
Oh.
do it. Honestly, great call by them. Oh,
We saw
bro.
that, Jack.
Nah.
I saw it too.
Nah.
Yeah, look at him trying to hide. Look at him. Wow.
I don't think it
So
would
we're
look quite like that, but you know,
more
it
like
would be
this.
pretty nasty.
Yeah, but a little more
Not that
vertical.
low, but yeah.
Oh, we got the FVG fill finally, guys.
Hang on. So this guy has said this a few times. Last cycle was 44% down. I think Keck tweeted this today, actually. Pump on Feb 3, same thing. I mean, yeah, kind of. You talked about this morning. Max is like early to mid Feb has got to be. It's got to be it, man. Like that's got to be the time, you know.
We are coming back to this OB, guys. ICT told me. Unmitigated demand at $5.
Okay, so last cycle, it's January 22nd today. So
How far
the
below
low of the 22nd was right here.
Yeah, how far below all-time high were we? You gotta go the other way. Yeah.
How about we keep this stream going until ETH pumps?
We'll be
Can't
dead.
do it. Yeah.
Do you remember that meme? It's been 84 years.
So this red line was the all-time high break February 2nd. But then going back, we didn't break it 2 cycles ago in 2017 until March 11th. I don't know, man. We got to start moving, though. It's January 22nd. Like, we got to start moving next month.
Yeah, even though, you know, we didn't get to the all-time high till March 11th, February was up in a big way for ETH, right? So that's what we need to see.
Yeah. So February 2017 till big February.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to do here, bro. Just give you some hopium, I guess. There you go.
That is the
There you-
voice of a man who has been exhausted.
206K.
Oh, Max, no.
That's all I can do for you today.
Just don't even fit it. Just
There you go.
there you go.
Here, let me. This is not bullish enough. Let me just.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
This is a. There you go. Very clearly, 3.9 million. Tucker's praying.
By end of year. Oh man. What are you marking out here?
I don't know, bro. Just
Just putting lines on the chart.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's just what are you gonna do?
What are you doing? Who? Me? Nothing. Just hanging
Nothing,
around.
Hanging around.
Hang out.
Yeah.
I'm like having all these memes voicing at the back of my mind, man. Like I'm like, how did it come to this? From Lord of the Rings.
How did it come to this?
When Theoden talks, when they're like overtaken the Helm's Deep, and he's like, putting on his armor, ready for the last ride, and he's like, how did it come to this? Such reckless hate. What can a man do against that?
Jackets. Oh my god. There we go. That's the chart we needed.
Yeah. They've beaten me down, boys. I'm the shell of a man that I used to be.
Oh my god.
I used to think, what if my beta doesn't pump with ETH? Now I'm thinking, what if my ETH doesn't pump with my beta? Crazy. This is all I can offer today.
Is Trump talking later? Do we know? Is he signing more orders?
Dude, strategic Pepe reserve immediately. It's the only thing that can save this market.
The SPR.
Okay, Emilio, ETHD inverted log fib. All right, bro. ETHD looks really good. Inverted log fib. Log fib of what, bro? This is going vertical. You want a 1.618 or something? I'll draw, any, like, whatever you want.
Pull the fib, he said. 0.618. Okay. All right. There you go. There you go. You don't even need to invert it. You can just.
Is this it, Emilio?
Yes. Study Emilio.
For once, I'm rooting for the golden pocket, boys. For once.
So just a little bit more is what I'm seeing.
Just one more sweep.
Dude, I can't.
Do you guys know what CZ meant with the 4? Just 4 more sweeps of the lows.
4.
We need to reject here, bro. Vertical, bro.
I know.
Inverted ETH dominance just getting twopped into. Technically on the 12-hour we tagged the golden pocket. Who's responsible for this? God.
Yeah, it's got to be done there, man. Ooh, the old custom RSI max
You wouldn't get it.
with candle colors.
Proprietary, brother. Proprietary.
I mean, it's just ETH BTC basically. It's a little bit lower though.
Oh God. I mean, monthly RSI on this chart's never been lower.
I mean, historically in January, you at least get some mean reversion on ETH. You at least get a bounce in ETH BTC, which would probably bounce ETH dominance as well. But then you don't really get the big move until late Feb into March. But I don't know. We should see some bounce, especially with it being that oversold. You should see some bounce in this chart by the end of the month.
I mean, we are full-blown capitulating.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, even just give me this. Like, just give me this. That's all I need.
For 0.047, 0.05, it can be done.
This is dominance. This is 15%, but yeah.
Every altcoin gets a cycle to outperform Bitcoin, and then down only. This will bounce, though. This will bounce. I don't think it's going to make new highs.
Can we break out of this diagonal trend line here, Tommy?
Fake out, maybe.
Could I offer you this?
I mean, you could offer it. I don't know that I would take it, though.
Damn.
I could see it.
I knew you were going to reject my offer.
I thought 05, Tommy. 05's on the table.
Is that 05?
I mean, it's 0.55, maybe 0.6.
It's overdue, but I'm definitely not calling for new highs on ETH.
I think the real issue is like this level is going to be a problem. Like this region right here is going to be an issue for a bit.
Yeah, I agree.
Like this is a problem now. Like I can already feel it coming. Like we will eventually do this, and then we're just gonna get like cucked right here while we're trying to break out. And then I mean, if you flip this level, then all bets are kind of off, in my opinion. If you can get above 0.05, I mean, look, I'll take anything at this point, right? Like I don't give a crap, man. Like anything, but
yeah.
It's coming. I feel confident it's coming, and if it's not, you know, at least we're getting some volatility soon.
oh goody.
Lovely.
Tucker, be adjust.
Is it be adjusted now? Yeah. Yeah. There you go. Be adjust always.
We have to be right here, bro. We have to be doing a symmetrical deviation. This has to be it. Strategic ETH reserve, Vitalik buys Pepe. Something has to happen right here.
Yeah. Just reclaim whatever level that is. I can't even tell, but that rolls over here soon, probably.
I am a little surprised we haven't gotten any crypto-related executive orders yet. I mean, they keep saying they're coming, but it's like, okay, when?
Is he doing more today? I mean, I assume he is, but do we know?
I have no idea on timing. Dennis Porter keeps like tweeting, "Oh, it's coming! It's coming! It's coming!" Strategic Bitcoin reserve.
I know.
But I can't put any faith in Dennis Porter.
The only winner in my portfolio right now. Based fart coin. You wouldn't get it.
The only winner.
It only takes one. It only takes one.
Oh man.
All right, we should end the show.
We've been going for a while.
Yeah, let me allow me, everybody, to talk to you for just a few minutes if you appreciated the show, or you're interested in potentially joining the Because Bitcoin family, guys. We have a few potential ways for you to do that. The first of which being the BB terminal, guys. That is your go-to tool for this cycle. And that's true for pretty much any market participant, whether or not you are an on-chain trader, a meme coiner, an AI agent player, we'll have the tool for you soon. But if you are an active trader, if you're trading lower time frames off of open interest data, and of course, whether or not you are a long-term investor looking to make more educated decisions, data-driven decisions to be able to help with your portfolio, we have the tool for you. I mean, absolutely check out the BB Terminal, guys. We have continually said that it will, we're going to build on it to make it the best possible product that you can buy. And you can see those improvements, even since we first launched the terminal. So I think it looks great. You guys should definitely check it out, because as we always say, as the prices of the market go higher, so do the prices of our products. You will probably not get the BB Terminal for this cheap in the future, but make sure to take advantage of that now. Links in the description below. Of course, if you're looking for your go-to source of alpha for this cycle, come join our premium Discord, guys. Come learn from the entire Because Bitcoin team. We give 4 to 5 hours of daily calls to our subscribers, and of course, give our intimate thoughts on the market, at times even our positioning. And we were nice enough to package these two things together for you. So if you are interested in these two things at a discounted rate, come pounce on these deals. And this is also linked in the description below. Of course, if you're looking to hone your educational base or even reach trading level mastery, we have a course for you as well, guys. That is the BB Academy. You can come learn from the Because Bitcoin team in a very individual setting. And as I always say, I mean, we have a very diverse group of skill sets on this team. So it's invaluable to be able to learn so many different trading styles in a market that often requires you to be a bit of a pocket knife, right? So make sure to check that out as well, linked in the description below. And of course, whether, maybe this volatility here over the last few weeks has gotten to you, too much to manage. Maybe you're having a tough time picking winners. Obviously, a lot of people have had very tough time picking winners lately within this market. We have a solution for you as well, guys, and that is an SEC registered hedge fund, BB Wealth Management. So make sure to check that out in the description as well. And a reminder that we trade digital assets in a way that looks to capture their asymmetric history for upside returns while also balancing the downside risks posed in any financial market. But we hope that you enjoyed the show, guys. Market Check will be back for another episode tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Of course, we also have Market Talk hosted by the legendary King Wabi. That is live Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. So make sure to check out his show later this afternoon and stay following and subscribe to both Wabi and Because Bitcoin X account so you can be notified not just when we schedule those spaces, but also when we go live. But thank you again, as always, guys. Exciting times to be in crypto, certainly. Hopefully we get some pretty nice headlines here over the next few days. I am anxious and anticipating what those could be. But until then, guys, thank you as always. And of course, stay safe.